Hello and welcome back to the chicken pen. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of chicken communication. Most people recognize the familiar clucking of hens and the proud crowing of roosters, but chicken language is far more complex than that. Stick around as we explore how chickens talk to each other, both vocally and through body language. Hi, today we're going to uncover the hidden meanings behind chicken sounds and movements. It's funny that as I speak, you can probably hear our rooster, Linux, making quite a racket in the background. He's calling out because he spotted something unusual near the coop. This is just one of the many alarm calls chickens use to communicate with their flock. But vocalizations are only part of the story. Chickens rely just as much on nonverbal gestures to express dominance, submission, and even comfort. You've probably heard of the phrase, pecking order. But did you know it comes directly from how chickens organize their social hierarchy? This natural system is crucial for maintaining order within a flock. Let's start by looking at a well-established flock of adult hens and how they communicate with each other. This scene shows a peaceful, relaxed flock. But don't be fooled, there's a strict social structure at play here. Chickens naturally establish a dominance hierarchy, which dictates access to food, shelter, and the best spots for perching and roosting. If you've ever used the term pecking order to describe a workplace or social group, you're actually referencing real-life chicken behavior. Chickens enforce their hierarchy through subtle but clear physical actions. For example, let's take a look at Gannet, the dark ginger-colored hen in this footage. She's the clear leader of the flock. The younger gray chickens you see here are only about 17 weeks old, and they're still figuring out where they stand in the hierarchy. Gannet ensures that the young ones respect the established order. When they try to take too many treats, she delivers a gentle peck to their heads, not an attack, but a lesson in respect. As the younger hens mature, they begin to recognize her authority without needing physical reinforcement. As shown in this slow-motion clip, at 20 weeks old, Gannet no longer needs to peck at them. Instead, a simple lunge in their direction is enough to send a message, no physical contact required. Trust me, if she wanted to make contact, she absolutely could. If she wanted to, she could simply glance in their direction, and the younger birds would instinctively move aside. Chickens begin learning their place in the pecking order from a very young age. As they grow, they start practicing behaviors that establish dominance within the flock. Here, we see a group of young Orpingtons, around 4 weeks old, engaging in what looks like a staring contest. They stand tall, puff out their feathers, and fix their gaze on one another, testing who will break eye contact first. This is a key nonverbal communication method used to determine social ranking. It's important to note that at this stage, there's no physical contact, just posturing and assessment. Once these roles are established, the flock settles into a peaceful hierarchy, and the sounds they make reflect this harmony.
When a flock is well balanced and each member knows their place, you'll start hearing these soft, rhythmic clucks, a clear sign of a contented and secure group. Everyone knows that roosters can be loud, but laying hens are just as vocal. When a hen successfully lays an egg, she announces it proudly. This behavior has an evolutionary purpose. Take Gallus, for example. She's demonstrating the well-known "I've laid an egg" call. This call isn't just about celebrating her accomplishment, it serves a very practical function. By calling out, she encourages other hens to lay in the same nesting area. Why is this important? A broody hen, responsible for incubating the eggs, can only lay one egg per day. By convincing the other hens to deposit their eggs in the same nest, the clutch builds up faster, reducing the risk of predators and increasing the chances of a successful hatch. Now, let's turn our attention to cockerels, roosters, and their role within the flock. A dominant rooster isn't just about looking impressive, he has serious responsibilities to fulfill. A rooster's job includes finding food and water for the flock, keeping the hens safe from potential predators, ensuring the next generation of chickens by mating with the hens. Roosters rely on a mix of vocal cues and physical gestures to lead their flock effectively. Let's examine how they do this.
When a rooster finds food, he doesn't just eat first, he calls his hens over with a distinct clucking noise. This is often paired with body language, where he picks up and drops bits of food repeatedly to show that it's safe to eat. Here, we see Doodle, one of our dominant roosters, demonstrating this behavior. His calls and actions serve as an invitation, ensuring his hens get the nutrition they need. But food isn't the only priority for a rooster, safety is just as critical. When a rooster spots danger, he makes a sharp, urgent alarm call, signaling the flock to freeze or take cover. Let's listen to an example of that warning call. Cockerels don't just use sound, they also rely on visual signals. When faced with a potential threat, they adopt an aggressive posture, standing tall, flapping their wings, puffing up their feathers. This not only warns the flock to stay alert but also acts as a deterrent, signaling to predators or rival roosters that they're ready to defend their hens. Arguably, the most important role of a rooster is to protect the future of the flock, ensuring that the next generation thrives. A rooster's most essential role in securing the next generation of chickens is fertilizing the hen's eggs. But to do this successfully, he must first prove himself worthy. In the world of chickens, a strong and dominant appearance makes all the difference. To attract a mate, roosters puff up their feathers, spread their wings, and begin what can only be described as a ritualistic chase. Sometimes, this pursuit is downright hilarious to watch, roosters charging dramatically after hens, who may or may not be interested in their advances. Other times, the rooster takes a more graceful approach. Instead of a full-speed chase, he performs a mating dance, a fascinating display that involves lifting one leg while scratching the ground with the other, circling around the hen in a slow, deliberate movement, holding out one wing to create a dramatic, almost theatrical pose. For such a large bird, this dance is surprisingly agile and precise. It's a key part of courtship, signaling both strength and coordination, qualities a hen instinctively looks for in a mate. Of course, no discussion about rooster communication would be complete without the most iconic sound of all, crowing. There's a lot of debate about why roosters crow. Some studies suggest it's related to territory marking, while others believe it plays a role in establishing dominance within the flock. Personally, I believe it's a territorial announcement, a loud declaration to rival roosters and even other flocks in the area. It's their way of saying, "This is my domain, and I'm in charge." Now, let's shift our attention to another crucial part of chicken communication, broody hens and their unique set of calls. Behind me, you can see Frankie in the shelter with her young chicks. This next section will explore how broody hens use different sounds and behaviors to protect and raise their offspring. Broody hens have an entirely separate language from the rest of the flock. Their focus isn't on dominance or finding food, it's all about safeguarding and nurturing the next generation. When a hen becomes broody, she commits herself to incubating eggs for an extended period. During this time, her behavior shifts dramatically. She becomes highly territorial over her nest. She defends her space aggressively, even against hens that normally rank higher in the pecking order. She communicates through a different set of sounds, ensuring her chicks remain safe and well-fed. If a broody hen is usually low in the hierarchy, this changes immediately. She will not tolerate being bullied while she's sitting on her eggs or raising her young. Let's look at some examples of how broody hens signal their intent and communicate their protective instincts. So, how can you tell if a hen is broody? She'll express it in two main ways. Keycap 1 posture. She puffs up her feathers when approached, making herself look larger, similar to the stance roosters take during courtship. Keycap 2 vocalization. She emits a deep, rhythmic booming sound, a low, repetitive cluck that signals her determination to incubate her eggs. A broody hen will also spend most of her time in the nesting box, refusing to leave except for brief moments to eat or drink. Here, we see Rachel returning to her secure nesting area, a space she has chosen carefully to protect her clutch. The low, steady clucking isn't just a signal to other hens, it's also a way for her to communicate with her unhatched chicks. Even before they hatch, the chicks respond to their mother's sounds, helping them bond with her the moment they emerge from the eggs. Here's Ginger with her newly hatched chicks. Notice how she keeps making that soft, rhythmic clucking sound? This isn't just a random noise, it serves a vital purpose. From the moment they hatch, chicks start associating this sound with their mother. It's a form of early bonding and imprinting that ensures they will recognize her and follow her lead. Let's look at a practical example of this behavior. Here's Janet, sheltering her chicks under her wings. Suddenly, it starts to rain. Watch as she moves back toward the coop, making that low, consistent call. Without hesitation, the chicks instinctively follow her, drawn by the familiar sound. This booming noise isn't just used for gathering chicks, it also plays another important role in their survival: finding food. Broody hens need to teach their chicks where to find food, and guess what sound they use? Yes. It's the same clucking noise that roosters use to signal food to the flock. This is one of the most fascinating aspects of chicken communication. Certain sounds have universal meanings, shared across the flock regardless of rank or role. And finally, we come full circle, to the pecking order. As the chicks grow, they begin learning the social structure of the flock. Here's an example: an adult hen gently taps a chick on the head, not to harm it, but as a lesson in respect. The chick lets out a startled cheep, but this is a natural and necessary part of its education. Learning their place in the hierarchy early on helps prevent serious conflicts as they mature. I hope you found this insight into chicken communication helpful. Understanding the language of chickens can give you a whole new appreciation for how these birds interact with each other in their natural social structures. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications bell so you never miss a new video. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments section below. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.